In a previous episode, I was talking about how the Marxists came after your kids. They were butthurt over losing the Cold War, and they came into America on purpose, according to Gramsci, and infiltrated the courts, the media, and the school system. Reason for infiltrating the school system? Disrespectfully taking other kids and molding those kids as if they were the parents of those kids to believe in leftist slash socialist slash Marxist ideology. Heck, they even romanticize Islam to those kids and vilify Christianity. They're not their kids, they're your kids. They have to steal kids. You understand? Angels couldn't have kids. That means Lucifer couldn't have a kid. But he was butthurt that Adam was chosen to be someone who could go directly to God, skirting the entire meritocratic pyramid that the angelic world was. Some of the angels, most of them, they just kept their positions. But Lucifer left his position. He left his position. One way we can understand the tactic of leaving your position just because you cannot abide the emotional content of a situation is called, you could say, it's becoming delusional or embracing a delusion, because leaving your position ultimately means leaving reality. Okay, so the left reality at the end of the Cold War. At least the whole Cold War was still within the realm of something scientific. But after they lost, they did not know how to go somewhere. They couldn't. So they departed reality and they started to think, just like Lucifer, I'm going to attack the children of God. I'm going to attack the children of my perceived enemy. I mean, look at the freaking congruent nature of the left. And that is why they're cutting off body parts. They're trying to get into the schools to inspire, not their children to cut off body parts, but your children to cut off their body parts. They have more of a will about the future of your bloodline than you do. So anyway, this is all coming to an end soon, because the funny thing about a delusion, it doesn't really stand in the light. You know, a vampire might catch somebody out in the dark, but as soon as the sun comes up, and the sun is up, they can't hang in the light. A delusion cannot hold against, it cannot, if delusion was a dissertation, it can never be defended. Okay. You're not meant to be a doctor. Okay. I'm talking to the entire left. You know, it's oxymoronic to say, I'm going to get a doctoral degree in leftism, because you can't withstand the rigors of logic, science, and nature, right? So how did you get to be that way? It's all about being butthurt. Like, a mature person learns to lick their wounds and go back to the drawing board and come up with a new theory, one that doesn't have the flaw that they discovered after they reviewed the failed experiment. The left doesn't do that. They fall in love with the egoistic attachment that they had to an idea, and they'll go into delusion in order to retain the idea, even though the idea has been judged. So even when you judge them, even when you show them proof, they don't agree that they've been judged. Incorrigible. Therefore, they'll be disempowered. One of the most organic ways that they're going to be disempowered is people seeing it through their game in the light of the truth of what they're doing, the truth of their thought process. And people find them to be silly, and they're not going to play their game anymore. So I think Netflix is being boycotted right now, because why do you have to have a transgender episode where a kid kisses another kid? I mean, they're just kids. Rational adults don't want their bloodline stained by juvenile sex. They don't want their kids to prematurely make them a grandparent, because the kid is not fully fledged as a functioning person. The kid doesn't have anything to give their kids. So parents don't want. Now, if you're delusional, you don't have the burden of reality. So you just flippantly want other people's kids to get freaky. I'm telling you, you can't even appeal to these people. Don't try to appeal to these people. Listen, if you try to appeal to these people, wow, you'll be spinning your wheels for a long time. The wisdom that you need, if you're a level-headed person, is never try to tell insanity that it's insane, because there's no foothold. Anyway, revival.